Hi, hoo hoo. I haven't been online for quite a while because I was in Pierianapolis where there are more than 140 waterfalls and I was seeing 9 in 2 days. And it was amazing and I loved it everywhere, animals and birds, and oh my God, there was this beautiful bird just all of a sudden crossing my path and walking with me on the path. I made even a video, but I was just too slow. Um, oh my God, it was amazing. But again, in my moderator group, always thank you for all your support and help for being this amazing family. We had a discussion about death. And then the question appeared that which is the right way to bury someone? And then I had an enlightenment, kind of, because people always talk about the matrix and the soul being trapped on earth, and I don't feel that way. And then I found the solution, because with death comes certain death rituals in different cultures all over the world, over the hundreds and thousands and millions of centuries, right? So I did palliative care for like 3 years, and I can see when people are about to leave their body. So there are different ways how in different cultures people do bury a person when the soul moves on. So when the soul moves on, in almost all cultures you will find that people open the windows so that the soul can leave a person's body. When a person dies, I have been with a couple of people, when they die, do you know what they do? They don't breathe the air out. They do the opposite. They breathe in. They do like, and there's no breath coming out. That's how people pass away. The breath is taking a breath in, even though studies have shown that I don't know if it's 4.13 gram or 3.14 gram, some gram, a certain specific amount is, the body is losing that weight, which is the weight of the soul. That's what people say. Hi Miguel, hi Setno, hi Quadura, hi Lenita. But there's something very important. When a person passes away, you can see a triangle. The nose gets like really pinpointed like Mickey Mouse. You can see the high cheekbones because the body gets dehydrated. The person is not feeling hungry, doesn't want to drink anything. No, they're not suffering because the soul is leaving their body, so there is no suffering. If they don't want to eat, if they don't want to drink, please don't force them. In today's world, even in hospitals, they're doing this forceful food supply through pipes, like liquid supply, but that's actually torturing someone, because a person who wants to die is not feeling hungry, is not feeling thirsty. They don't want that, okay? What we do is we put cream on the lips that they don't get dry, or we take a like, you know, the ear cotton thing, and we put water on the lips and we put them inside the mouth because they keep breathing like this. And it's very normal, and they don't suffer. They really don't suffer, okay? It's a very normal part of dying process that they don't feel hungry. I really want to say that, okay? It's so important, because people get scared. They say, oh, they're not eating, oh, they're not drinking. It's very, very normal. And after the body dies, there is something called post-mortem. We call it Leichenstarre in Germany. That means 24 hours to 48 hours, the body becomes really stiff. You cannot move them. Of course, they pass urine or maybe lose like motion. It's very normal, because all the muscles like open up and relax, because of course there's no control of any organs. And the body becomes really, really stiff. So I want to talk about different burials in different countries. Now we have the air burial, which is in India, the Parsis. Okay, that's the first, like a couple of years ago, we were driving through Bangalore, and then my friends were laughing and saying, you know, the Parsis, they don't do any burials because they say the body is poison for Mother Earth. So they just put it out open in the air so the birds come and eat the human flesh and body. And sometimes people, the neighbors around the Parsi neighborhood, they can find thumbs or body parts, which in a way is funny, but it's not really funny if I think if you find a thumb or a tooth or something of someone who passed away. At the same time, they also have it in Tibet, they call it, they are exposing the body to the sun rays. Yeah, that's their way of worshipping the body when they pass away. It's called sky burial. Then we have water burials, like in Hawaii. They put them on the boat, they give a lot of flowers, and then they send the boat out in the open water with the body. I mean, of course, some of them, they put them in linen, and then they just give it to the water. In India, in Himalayas, in the Ganges, in Rishikesh, they just take the dead body and they just give it to the Ganges. That's the water burial. Then we have the fire, they say it in English it's called crematory. That means, and especially in really hot countries where you cannot bury a body, where there's no water, they do crematory. That means they burn the body, because it's also about a body, of course, starts smelling and stinking and rotting and this and that. If there are no birds, then of course you set it on fire, so there is no bacterial and no harm or sickness or whatsoever. They also do the burning thing when they had in different cultures like really bad sickness, they would burn the bodies. So when they burn the bodies, you have the ashes. And some people, when they have the ashes, they either put it in big bowls, or they take the ashes and they give it back to the earth or to the sea or to the air. In China, there is, because of Feng Shui, they bury the bodies on a hill. And if a baby dies, no one shows up, because they say an older person has not to worship a younger, but a younger can worship an older. So when a baby dies, it's mostly in silence and they don't talk about it. And it's because of Feng Shui, they do it on a hillside, which is also, again, very, very interesting. Then, so we have water, fire, air, and then of course we have the normal burial, which we have especially in Europe, that we take a body, put them in a sarcophagus, and then we put them in the earth. So, but then there's another couple of cultural thing, which I know for a fact that the Muslims, I think it's really important for them to bury the body within, I think, 1 day, 72 hours. I'm not too sure. If anyone is Muslim there, please let me know, but you can do your own research. Hi Roel, hi Susan, hi another Susan, hi Travis. In my culture, it's, we are like, I used to be Catholic, my mom is Buddhist, my dad is Catholic. I believe in nature and love. I don't belong to any church. It's 3 days that the body used to be in the bed. People would pray the rosemary, they would give the last prayer, and then after 3 days we put them in the sarcophagus and then we bury them. I know a friend of mine, when her husband died, she said no, the body has to be there in the open for 7 days, because, and now this is the important part, the soul needs time to adjust and then to leave the body. But as you can see, every culture, every religion, every country has different ways of burying a body, because also of the climate. It's not always just religion, it's also compared to the climate where we are. Is it hot? Is it cold? Can we actually bury someone? Do we need to use fire? Do we need water? But is it icy? So those things are important and also very, very interesting. But I want to talk about the matrix, the soul being stuck in the matrix. Oh, there's one amazing burial with, I always said I want to be burned, My mom says, even though she's Buddhist, she wants to be buried. There is this amazing thing, but I think you can only do this after the 48 hours when the body is like really stiff. They put you in a huge bag and then bury you in the earth, in the soil, but there's a tree growing. So it's like you being the soil, the nourishment for a tree. The Parsis, of course, they wouldn't like it because they're saying we would pollute the earth. And the Parsis are, for example, from Iran, from Persia. So as you can see, there are different Feng Shui styles, different ideas. But now, our soul can be trapped. It's important to open the windows for a reason that our soul, because we can destroy the body, but you cannot destroy the soul. The soul lives forever, remember that. But we are not trapped on earth, but there are certain rituals like in the old ancient Egypt, which they knew, if they're like high evolved light beings, like the Ascended Masters, they are not trapped. Ascended Masters are not trapped. Purposely, they have their body in a state of meditation in caves. So their soul is out of their body, but they are in the matrix to keep the energy of the planet safe. They're like earth keepers. And that's not being trapped in the matrix because they chose to. I love this movie, Professor... I forgot the name. I love it. It's a Marvel movie. It's a Doctor something. It's called Doctor Professor something. And he learns, I think, Kung Fu or something. And he is like, he knows how to shift time and open portals. And I love Doctor Who. Doctor Who. I love it. Watch it. It's amazing. I love this. It's like my world. It's my reality. So they are, Doctor Strange. Thank you, Susan. Awesome. Thank you. Doctor Strange. Watch it. I love it. So they are not trapped in the matrix. They choose to be in the matrix. But there are souls which are trapped in the matrix if there is black magic involved. Like in old Egypt, I had past life memories and dreams where I could see myself that certain parts of myself, soul parts, I couldn't bring them back to myself because they were using mirrors and reflection. So they were splitting the soul in different, we have soul parts in fragments. And emotions are different parts of our soul and you can split them. You cannot break the soul, but you can kind of tear the soul into different pieces so that we are not in our full power. Because when our soul dies, the soul has different levels, ancestors, angels, and the reincarnated soul, right? So our soul is everywhere at the same time. So don't ever feel your soul is trapped, but there is some black magic rituals where they used to trap certain high evolved light being souls, like when they take the organs and they keep them with rituals and ceremonies tied, so bounded that the soul cannot leave the body. That's like for earthly, like even souls, when you say poltergeist, those souls are bind to the body, but we can help them and heal them. So those are kind of stuck in the matrix, but those are just soul parts and frequencies, okay? It's not your whole body. There's always a way out, but we chose to be here because we wanted to help humanity raise from 3D to 5D and bring 5D into 3D. Right? That's our mission. That's why we are here. That's why our mission is to be happy. And every time we heal and we cry and we are angry, we are helping the collective to heal and transform. That's what we do. That's how it works. And it doesn't have to be painful. So in the old Egyptian culture, they had certain ways and knowledge how to trap a soul. And those were trapped in the matrix, but not the complete soul. That were just parts and frequencies. For example, the Dalai Lama in Tibet, they always knew that the soul, when they leaves the body, he left a note saying where the new Dalai Lama is going to be incarnated, in which body, in which area. And then they went to the village and they took the child to be the next Dalai Lama, right? So they work and play with the matrix. So don't be scared of it, okay? There's always a way out because we're here to help each other. Connect with the spirits, connect with your guide, connect with the angels and ancestral Your ancestors and ascended masters, they're all here to help you. What else is important? Is there any questions you guys have? Can a soul die? No, a soul doesn't die. It's like this is like living forever. Our soul doesn't die. Our soul doesn't die. I made some more notes. Let me check. So Egypt, Hawaiian. I spoke about China, India. Oh yeah, there's even a culture which is so crazy and so cool. They bury the dead bodies, and every year they dig out the dead bodies, they give them new clothes, they put a lot of oil on them because they worship the ancestors. And for them it's not spooky at all. They just worship them and digging the dead bodies out every year. That's also crazy cool way of, dealing with it. Even in Mexico, they have an amazing way of dealing with the death. It's just in Europe that we have forgotten that our soul lives forever. And I think that's because we are scared of hell and not being in heaven. So being trapped in the matrix is just another way of saying, oh, there is a hell. We always create our own reality. Just remember that. So however you want to die, that's your choice. But just tell the people around you how you want to be buried. And I think there's no wrong and right, because our soul lives forever and it's up to us how we want to die. I feel I want to either be a tree and buried like this tree, or I want to be burned. This is what I want. And then my ashes can be flying with the wind. But if someone chooses to be buried, it's their choice. If someone wants to be eaten by the birds in the open air, it's everyone's choice. There is no wrong and right. It's your choice. Remember that. How can we stop the incarnation and return to the source? You can die, and if your soul is ready and has finished all the lections and classes, then you go back to source. But why are you here if you want to be with source? You are source itself. We are incarnated sources being here on earth and helping. It's like you are source. The heart is the gateway to your soul, and soul is always with source. So source is in your body. Be grateful that you have this amazing body and having this amazing experience, to have all the food, to taste food, to breathe the air, to taste water, and to feel all the emotions. It's a blessing. How we can come to a way of death that directs us to a better incarnation. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Since I have done palliative care, I also could see certain energies. There are also certain people in Germany, like Pascal Foggenhuber and Bernhard. They would do channelings, and there were so many people who had near-death experiences, and I had them when I was a baby and a couple of times in my life, because yes, of course, I'm struggling being here, but at the same time, I chose to be here. What I struggle is humans. I don't struggle being on earth. But so they always talk about the light, and they always talk about that in the end, when you die, you have like a film passing by and you can see everything you did, and you feel yourself and others. And it's always about learning. It's just being in a class, but it's up to you if you enjoy class or not. I mean, do you think a bad death can destroy our timeline? No, there's so many timelines. It's not about timelines, but yes, if you die with an accident, your soul is trapped to your body. That's why we have Halloween. That's why we have Allerheiligen. That's why we have Dia de El Muerto or something in Spanish. That's why we have certain Diwalis, like light-bringing festivals, where we help the souls to go back to the light. That's we have all over the world. And that's why we light candles. That's why we pray for souls. Do you think we exist in multiple timelines at this? Yes, definitely, because I see it and feel it all the time. That's when my psychic abilities get really stronger and really sensitive. I can see myself in different timelines at the same time. It's crazy, but yeah, that's what it is. Very similar to this one. When I awake, I can, yes, also in dreams, like in Rick and Morty. I don't know what's Rick and Morty, but if someone knows it, maybe you watch it. Okay, guys, you have a wonderful good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. I really hope this did help you. Always choose your own way of how you want things, because we come from so many different planets and places, and there are different ways how we are, which element suits us here on this planet. And you choose and you decide what you want and how you want it, right? There's no right and wrong. Just do what you feel is right for you. And if you feel you want to be bird today and all of a sudden tomorrow you feel you want to be out in the open, it's your choice. Okay, I love you guys. I hang out with my D178 version. Invite you to watch Rick and Morty. You can send me a link if you like. Okie dokie. Bye, Eduardo. Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.